Hi lovely people, and welcome to Little Moments, Big Shifts, the podcast that empowers you to prioritise yourself and evolve into the person you were always meant to be. I'm your host, Emma Longbottom, founder of Wellbeing with Emma. Welcome. Let's get into today's episode. Hello lovelies, I hope you are all doing well. I am just actually back from my holidays, and so I'm feeling really refreshed and have a really nice time, which is really wonderful. So today what I wanted to talk about, which is something that I've been talking to quite a few people about recently, is boundaries. It's something that I think a lot of us find difficult. And I get a lot of people that I sort of work with and I talk to who refer to themselves as people pleasers. So they want people to like them. They want to please people, and that's really lovely. But often, what I notice and what they tell me is that they're doing that at the detriment to themselves. So they're doing things for other people. They're pleasing other people. They're saying yes to things that they don't actually want to do, and then they're losing self-trust and they're feeling resentful because they're doing all these things for other people and they're not actually taking that time for themselves. So I wanted to sort of talk about how we do that, because it's difficult. And the first time I started saying no to things, I'll be honest, I found it really like, ooh, like when you get that little anxiety, like someone asked me to do, if I wanted to go somewhere or I think it was a party actually, do you want to come to this party with me? And it was loads of people that I didn't really know, and I didn't want to go, and I always used to get anxiety anyway going to those kind of things, and then I'd drink more alcohol than I really wanted to do because it made me feel more comfortable. And so the first time I said no thank you, I felt like inside and it felt really awkward. But actually the more I've practiced doing it and the more I've started saying no, I don't want to do that, thank you, the better it feels and the easier it gets. So maybe start with something small if this is new to you and you haven't started saying no to things before. But I think it's something that we need to hear is that it's okay to say no, and it's, don't say it in a rude way. Say no thank you or no, but you don't have to make an excuse. You don't have to lie. You don't have to give people your life history about why, and that's something that I still work on now, because often I'll say no, and then I'll start giving all the reasons why. I'm like, I actually don't, and I have to remind myself, I don't have to do that. It's okay for me to just say no. For me just to go, actually, no, I don't want to do that. I don't have and it doesn't matter the reasons. It can just be that I don't want to do it. So it's something to practice. So saying no is a really powerful one. But also I want you to sort of think about, where are the things in your life that drain your energy? Because maybe that's where you need to set a boundary. Because often we can be finding more stress in our life because we're not saying no to things. So it might be saying no to something, and we've got a busy period coming up. I'm sure there'll be loads of party invites and socialization. That's not a word. And invites to go socializing, etc. over the next few weeks, couple of months. Do you actually want to do it? Is there something or someone that you need to say no to? Because often it could be a person in your life, a person who drains your energy, who you constantly do things for, say yes to, but actually do you want to? And sometimes I find it helpful just to sit with that question. Like someone invites me to something, and sometimes I'll get like a bit of I don't know if I want to. But is that because I genuinely don't? Is it because I feel a bit scared? Is it because I'm a bit excited and actually it would be quite nice to do it, but I've not done it before? So I try and always sit with these questions. Like, do I actually want to do this? And if I don't, it's fine to say no and not do it. And it's fine. You don't have to give a reason. So it might be setting a boundary with someone else or something, but it might also be setting a boundary with yourself. So I'll share with you a couple of boundaries that I've set over the last sort of 6 months, maybe last year. I have a boundary around my phone. So my phone no longer comes in my bedroom on a night. and I have it on Do Not Disturb from 10 o'clock at night until 8 o'clock in the morning, so that nothing can disturb me, because my sleep and my rest is very important to me, and so I don't want that. And if someone needs to get me, I know that I would wake up. If there was something urgent, I trust that I would wake up and I would have a sense that I need to go check my phone. But honestly, it hasn't happened so far, so I'm sure everything's fine. I don't have it in the room. I also really try to limit my amount of... So I've deleted loads of apps off my phone, actually, because I love puzzles and I love playing little games like Sudoku and things like that. And I realised I had them on my phone and I was spending ages on a night playing them. But actually that really wasn't that great for me, because I actually wasn't focusing, and it was actually not great for my eyes, for my brain to be on them. So I've bought myself a little puzzle book now, so that if I want to do a puzzle, I can just get my little book and I can do my puzzle. But actually what I found is I've been doing more crocheting and knitting since I've not been on my phone as much. So I deleted loads of apps. And that was a really nice boundary that I set with myself, about being on my phone less, because I was noticing that I was spending more and more time online, and it was starting to gradually build up. And actually it wasn't very helpful. It wasn't doing me any good. So my invitation to you today is to have a think about where you might need to set a boundary, and to have a think about, is it a boundary with yourself? Is it a boundary with someone else? Is it something that you need to say no to? Is it something that you want to remove from your life altogether? So maybe it's like a decluttering session and doing a boundary that way. Because it can be all kinds of things. Boundaries can be all sorts of things. And if this is new to you, and if you feel a bit uncomfortable, if me talking about this is making you go, oh, I don't think I can do this, maybe start small. Start with a boundary with yourself, and then see if you can stick to it. Because when we set these boundaries with ourselves and we stick to them, and we are gentle with ourselves on the days that we don't, but we try wherever we can to stick to them, that's how we start to build self-trust. And that's how we start to show up for ourselves more, and really take that responsibility for our own well-being and our own happiness, our own joy, and our own ways of reducing our stress. So maybe sit with these questions and just think about, is there a boundary you need to set? And I'll put a couple of journaling prompts actually in the show notes, but really I would invite you to ask yourself that question. What boundary do you need to set? Is there a boundary you need to set? Do you need to say no to something or someone? And what is that? And how can you do it? So I invite you to just take some time this week and think about that, and then start to, say no. And it's scary, I won't lie, but it's also really empowering. And it's when you start to do these things, you also give other people the permission to say no to the things that they don't want to do as well. So, do it for yourself and see what feels good for you. And if you want to let me know what you've said no to, or what boundary you've set, so that I can support you to remain accountable, if you just want to share your thoughts, all the ways to get in touch with me are in the show notes. And I always love to hear from you. Come onto Instagram and DM me, or drop me a message. I always love to hear from you, my lovelies. And with that, I think I will leave it there, and I will see you next week. I hope that you spend some time this week thinking about your boundaries and prioritising yourself. Bye for now, lovely.